Hello, beautiful strangers, and welcome back to another episode of Sakura no Mori Dreamers. When last we left off, we started chapter, I think it was called just chapter 1, yes, with the name of Tono Kana, right? Yeah, Tono Kana, another Tono. Oh well. Hopefully this Tono isn't as messed up as some of the other Tonos that I know, but let's get back into it, shall we? I headed to the classroom, greeting my acquaintances on the way. Yo, I just realized I had my microphone way too close. Oh well. Good morning. My eyes caught the sight of a group of 3 guys as I walked among the seats. Well, rather than a group, it was more like the other 2 had surrounded the one in the center. Okay. Yeah, it's so... Why is it loading config? That's weird. What is it under this one? This one? This one. It's so annoying that I cannot just by default have all the voices muted. All the voices muted. Look at this meat. That didn't sound like a poke to me, but okay. Poke. What are you keeping in there? My chair is very squeaky. When I move a very certain way when I sit in this very exact position. Anyway. The guy on the right punched the one in the center's stomach. It looked like they were goofing around from first sight, but a loud sound followed the punch, indicating this was far more serious than their expressions betrayed. You know, I don't know if it's a thing in Japan, just because of the general weight of people being a lot lower than it is in the States. Outside of maybe elementary school, I don't really remember anyone being bullied for being fat, just because it was fairly common. So, I'm sure it was more common back in, say, like the 80s or 90s, back when I was, not in school. But, yeah, it's one of those things that you saw, or at least I would see a lot in movies and I guess fiction in general, that I never really saw. I saw people being bullied for other stuff, for sure. Weight typically wasn't one of them, just because, weight wasn't one of them unless it was something else. Typically, the only people I ever saw being bullied about weight was because they were being assholes. And the basic response is, you're one to talk, you fat fuck. Stuff like that. But it was always a following up the person in question trying to do something to somebody else. And never just being made fun of because of the weight. I'm sure it's happened. It's just one of those things that I saw that would be a common thing that I never really, like in fiction and stuff, that I never really saw. Saw other stuff, pretty much everything besides weight, actually, now that I think about it. Anyway. Name is Seki, huh? Seki? Yeah, okay. And to prove that, the student that got punched, I think his name was Seki or something, contorted his face without letting out a sound. I've been seeing this almost every day since I got to second year, but everyone acted like nothing was happening. Well, not like I was any different. Do you even bathe? There's always this stench of sweat around you. The students filled out the seats as nasty scenes continued in the corner of the classroom. Oh, okay. Hello. Why does it keep saving? Or is it just saving whenever a new character is introduced? Actually, that would make sense. Oops. Oops. Hopefully that's not going to do any issues because I accidentally clicked. Okay. Oops, let me go to here. Hello, Mr. Person. You're being muted. Oh. Oh, that's just system sounds. Right. I still have to mute it from... Okay. Tsukada. I'm trying to... Because that name sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't place it. I do like the sports written on his shirt. Okay. That's a little bit on the nose, isn't that? Oh, well. Okay, everyone to their seats now. The homeroom teacher entered the class, and Aizawa and Shohei, I think those were their names, but I had trouble remembering which was which since I never spoke to them, finally returned to their seats. I looked straight at Tsukada's face, and then he looked right back at me and smiled. He was popular among both guys and girls because of his laid-back attitude, but for me... something wrong, Seki? You have a stomach ache? No. Sir, he said he's got diarrhea. A laugh ensued in the classroom, which Tsukada cocked his head. I'm going to have to think of voices for them, so I might not stick to anything consistent, especially if they don't show up a lot. We will see. Huh? If that's so, then it's okay to go to the bathroom, Seki. Seki flushed like a tomato and shook his head. Okay, let me go through attendance. Aizawa is present, I see. Yep. Iguchi. Here. Sawa. Here. And Tono is absent. I received a call from her parents. Huh? I looked around the classroom. It looked like all the seats were taken to me. I checked one seat after another, feeling my face tense up by the moment. There were no open seats. If so, then how did the teacher know they were absent? Nikki? Here? The roll call continued with no one seemingly aware of what just happened. Oh, so you're already getting weird on me. Okay. My chair is very squeaky when I sit in this very specific position that I record in. I should probably lubricate it with something, but I don't have anything that I can use to lubricate a chair, and I'm also very lazy and don't want to go to a hardware store. Because the ones nearby are a fucking pain in the ass to get into. Anyway, my eyes stopped on one girl. I didn't know what this Tono looked like, but... Fukigama, why the heck are you watching Tono's seat like a predator? Silence. Is something the matter, Fukigami? No. I shook my head, not breaking my gaze. You feel lonely without her? Shohei. Fukigami is seriously just staring at her seat. Are they dating? I heard hushed voices. I wasn't looking at her seat. I was looking at her. But... Okay, it's time for morning homeroom. Fukigami? Fukigami? Yes? Please look at the blackboard. I'm sorry. The homeroom began, but I couldn't process a single word. I shifted my gaze back to Tono's seat again as Tsukada finally returned to the blackboard. She was no longer there. I could only see her empty seat like everyone else. Tono. I didn't even know her, but my heart hurt all the same. And in truth, I clutched my chest and faced the blackboard with a pained expression. The usual morning, the usual classroom. The incongruity overwhelmed me. Tono, why did you have to die? Huh? Oh, hi. I know you're... Why does it load the settings? That's so weird. Okay, of course I can't because you don't have a name yet. Of course not. That is infuriating game design. But hi, character whose name we technically don't have yet. I couldn't pay attention in any of my classes. I glanced at Tono's seat from time to time, but she wouldn't appear again. It was just an empty desk now. The lonely face and slumped shoulders I witnessed earlier felt like they might have just been a hallucination at this point. But I knew it wasn't. That said, there's still something weird about this. I think the weird thing is I'm actually drinking beer instead of wine, but you know, we don't need to think about that too much. Especially since it's, you know, fairly weak dark beer. Go Guinness. Hooray. Tsukada thought of it as a mere absence from class and said her parents had contacted him. I couldn't imagine they were trying to hide her death for some reason. In any case, it was highly likely that her parents didn't actually know. That couldn't be normal. As I thought that, I was reminded of what Miss Miyako said earlier. There have been a lot of strange incidents like this in Sakura no Mori lately. I don't think I'm just imagining things at this point. Tono probably got involved in some sort of incident or accident. She probably never returned home and her parents reported her as absent just to cover for her. Ghosts didn't normally talk by themselves, but I could usually read their consciousness by touching them. As such, I had to catch her somehow, but I didn't know where to find her now. The fact that she appeared in school meant she still had regrets and lingered behind. Oh, so is this... Okay. Like I said, I don't actually know the in-depth story of this. So is this kind of... I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of a very specific manga that I read, or at least read part of, that the story was somebody trying to figure out how various ghosts died. That could be interesting. I don't remember what manga or mangas, it might be multiple, because it seems very familiar. It seems like something I've read before. Anyway, the fact that she appeared in school meant she still had regrets and lingered behind. She was most likely still around here somewhere. I wasn't sure if I could realistically report the truth to her parents, but for starters, I decided to figure out where she was. Okay. I decided to look around the school building during the next break. From top to bottom, I hurried through the corridors, but I couldn't spot her anywhere. Oh? Shinji? Hatsune. Something wrong? Why are you on the freshman floor? I mentioned monsters, but never told her about seeing ghosts, so I just vaguely shook my head. See you later. Okay. I spent the following couple of breaks looking around school with no results. That meant she might have gone outside, which was beyond the scope of my investigative abilities. I needed some sort of clue, at least. I went to the inner yard during lunch break and addressed one of the female classmates I knew by face. Can I ask you something? What? It's about Tono. Tono? The girl leaned towards me before I had the chance to say anything. Don't tell me you two were really dating. You're acting strange this morning too. No, it's not like that, but... Really? Yes. I wonder why I needed to confirm it twice. Welcome to high school, my friend. Oh, and I guess I've got nothing to worry about. Huh? Forget it. That was weird, but I didn't have time for distractions now. Do you know anyone that was close to Tono? Eh? What do you want to know? It's nothing big. Well, fine. I've been in the same class with her last year, and I thanked her and left after getting a few names. went straight to one of Tono's friends after the 5th period. Huh? A place that Kana liked? It seemed like she was a little taken aback by the sudden question, but she still made a point to think about it instead of brushing me off. I can't think of any place she liked in particular, but she used to go to Forza all the time when we were in lower grades. Forza? Forza? You don't know it? It's an Italian restaurant. Oh, I thought you meant... Okay, the games based off of the racing thing. I don't actually know what Forza is based off of, actually, come to think of it. That was the first time I'd heard of it, but I gave her a knowing nod as having just remembered. I'd have to look it up later. I don't think she was going there much lately, but that's the one place I can think of. Got it. Thanks. Wait. What was this all about? I heard Kana's absent today. It's nothing serious. I just want to meet her. That wasn't a lie, though her friends reacted with a gasp. I picked up my bag and stood up as soon as the homeroom ended. Fukigami, do you have a moment? Yes. I was stopped as soon as I stepped out of the classroom. Tsukada approached me with a meaningful smile. You seem to have been acting odd this morning. Did something happen? No, not really. I squeezed out a stiff reply. I see. Then that's fine, I guess. Seriously, why does your shirt say sports? He was one of the most popular teachers in school, but did he always interact with the students like this? He was my homeroom teacher when I was a freshman too, and I couldn't help but think he misunderstood something about me. I didn't exactly stare at him, but there were times I'd study his face. The man probably knew students liked him. And that's fine, I guess. He repeated the same line twice and patted me on the buttocks in a friendly gesture. No touching me, please. No touching. My body stiffened from disgust, but his face glowed with satisfaction. I'm not sure if they're trying to make him seem playful and likable, or if they're trying to make you subtly dislike him, because something like that, my body stiffened from disgust. Playful pat on the buttocks makes me think he might be a baseball coach. Given the fact that he has a sports shirt. And typically that's a thing in baseball. But at the same time, it might just be my own, I don't like people I don't know touching me. And the fact that I find something like that weird, but still. I'm not sure what they're trying to aim for with him. Interesting. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye. He watched the girl go, then leaned to me slightly. Oh, yeah. But if there was ever anything on your mind, feel free to talk to me, okay? Oh, thank God. I thought he was going to say something very creepy and pervy and make it outright obvious that they want you to hate him. Oh, okay. Probably mistaking me averting my eyes for something else again, he chuckled. That's so weird. I don't like you now. You strike me as weird. And I'm conditioned by this game to not like laughs. He walked away, his shoulders shuddering. Wait. Because the whole laugh thing, what did the... Okay. I'm going to guess he's probably being placed as a red herring or as a very bad twist. Interesting. I had no reason to be careful when he wasn't looking and glared at his back. I suppose his creepy laugh was the sole thing that separated him from perfection in most students' eyes. But to me, I let out a sigh and headed toward the exit. Shenji, I want you to listen to me without turning around. Huh? There's a girl that's been looking at you all day. I think she's even following you. It took me a few moments to process what she said. Okay, so him being crazy isn't quite him being crazy. He actually can see ghosts, and she's actually her ghost talking to him. Okay. Check. Possibly crazy instead of not probably crazy, I guess. Huh? Who is it? Tono? That one was a ghost, right? No, this one's flesh and blood. And she's quite a looker too. I guess I can't let you out of my sight after all, Shinji. I've not the faintest idea who it could even be. I see. Anyway, from the look of it, I think she wants to talk to you. Right about now. Interesting. Now I'm actually curious about... because this game, being a visual novel, does have romance options. Interesting. I'll try not to think about that. She told me not to look, so I slowed my pace and continued toward the stairs. I heard footsteps from above as I was about halfway down. Oh, a voice. Can I... Well, you don't have a name yet, so probably not. I somewhat recognized that face. She was probably one of my classmates. Though, I didn't remember ever talking to her before. Yes? Uh-huh. You have a name. Good, good, good. And you have a voice. Too bad for you. I've now taken it from you. How sad. How sad. I should probably have up fucking Twitch sending me notifications. I'll stream it, not even watch anymore. God damn it. God, I was gifted a sub for a streamer that I have not watched in probably 6 or 7 years. And I don't even know how. Anyway, my name is Kirito Kureha. We're classmates, but we don't really talk, so I thought I should introduce myself. She gave me a small bow, and I gave her one in return. Madoka said she was watching me, but it didn't seem like she was some sort of creep. There's something I want to confirm with you. Is that okay? I guess. Thanks. She gave me a small nod and flicked her fan. You seem oddly interested in Tono today? You even asked other people about her. Why is that? I hesitated. There was no reason to be honest with someone I didn't know. Why do you ask? I ended up answering a question with a question. But it didn't seem like that upset her. Pop. That's your fault. What? What's my fault? Huh? You seem oddly interested, so it got me interested too. I'm sorry if it sounds weird, but that's the truth. Besides, strange things keep happening in Sakura no Mori lately. Strange things? Didn't you notice? It's all over TV. Strange incidents and accidents are happening almost every day. I suppose there was something on the morning news. The incident with the snapped electrical cord, I saw it too. That's what I was talking about. There was also... Kirito paused mid-sentence. Perhaps she too thought that something had happened to Tono. And what about you, Fukigami? She'd think I was weird in the head if I told her I saw ghosts. Well, I mean, she wouldn't be wrong, let's be real here. You're a protagonist in a visual novel. Especially the kind that I tend to read. You're not going to be right in the head. But then there was no way to explain my behavior without that. Well, alright. By the way, you seemed to be in a hurry just earlier. I guess I was. Are you going somewhere? Maybe to look for Tono? I nodded. I see. In that case, would it be okay for me to come with you? That's fine, but... Thanks. She nodded and flicked her folding fan again. Well, let's go then. She nonchalantly descended the steps as I watched her back absent-mindedly. And actually, I think this is where I'm going to end off this episode. Next time, we start the search for this Tono-kun. And, well, I'll stop making the joke. It's not that Tono-kun. Okay, I'll stop. Anyway, next time we start the search, hopefully, for Tono-kana with this strange woman who is definitely, totally not one of the love interests in this game. Anyway, that's for next time, and I hope to see you all there.